I'm the Executive Director here at Whitecap Leisure, who operate here down at Willen Lake, which is a privately owned park owned by the Parks Trust, which is a self-financing charity here in Milton Keynes. So Willen Lake is one of the region's largest kind of leisure destinations for families. We've got a whole variety of activities that take place here, both on the water and off the water. So all different types of water sports. We've got high ropes course, splash parks, we've got large play areas and loads of other third-party operators that provide a great family experience here at Willen Lake as well. So parking charges have been in place here at Willen Lake for over 20 years, and as the site has grown, as has the complexities of what the needs are for both ourselves as a business but also our third-party operators that are based here on the site. So it was really challenging for us to try and find an operator but a parking system that would work well for all those third parties, as well as providing the best journey for our visitors at the same time. So with that in mind, we obviously went out to tender, quite an extensive tender process. And obviously what we identified through that was that smart parking really did come forward with a customer-centric idea. Their schemes, their experience and the technology they use allowed us to look at a system that would actually suit all parties involved with the customers at heart. So with smart parking, we've seen it become a much smoother journey for our visitors, consistent across all the car parks that serve Willen Lake as well, which is both, as I said, benefited our third-party operators and ourselves, no doubt, as well. The other big thing that's been really important for us is transparency. So what we've been able to identify is having these monthly meetings with smart parking is really giving us real insight into the usage of our car parks, where people are coming from, the durations they're here for, but also that transparency about non-compliance. So we can identify why people, if they are ever getting any parking charges, how we can improve that. And obviously smart parking have been committed, as have we, to try and ensure that everyone understands the reasons and the rules of the car parks. So the Smart Cloud Hub, which was introduced by Smart Parking a couple of years ago for us, has been really beneficial. The insights we get, as I said, to understand about the usage, the patterns, the trends that we're seeing from our visitors, but also, again, that further deep dive detail into that compliance factor for the park. It's really important for us that we really manage our reputation, and we want visitors that come here, have a great experience and want to come back again. All of that information is available through the Smart Cloud system that we use. So with the Smart Cloud system, the one thing that we've really been able to identify, as I said, is about that repeat visitor information, which is something that we really didn't have insight of before. So that's helped us kind of really introduce new initiatives such as memberships to the park that benefited us further forward and obviously brought in further revenue for us as a site. Yeah, the Smart Cloud system is really user-friendly. There's myself and a few colleagues that use it. Another added benefit that we've found is actually the ability to manage our own whitelist system. So when we have got visitors, contractors on site, it's been really handy being able to kind of load those into the portal immediately and have that peace of mind and confidence that there's not going to be any parking charges generated as a result of their visit. Again, which is something we hadn't had before that system was introduced. Once we appointed Smart Parking, we found it's become a really supportive process in going live with them as a new operator here at Willen Lake. We were quite impressed actually with the amount of resource they were putting into kind of getting to know the site, understand the challenges that we have. And we had quite a lot of senior members of the team here helping us design a really efficient program for our visitors. The rollout was quite smooth. We actually rolled out over a bank holiday weekend, which in itself can be incredibly challenging, but thankfully there was no issues whatsoever. And again, that was down to the commitment and the resources that Smart Parking put behind mobilising the site when they did. So with Smart Parking, we have regular monthly meetings with our own account manager anyway, and that's a great opportunity where we sit and discuss the performance of our car parks, any new ideas and ways in which we can improve the service for our visitors. But actually here at Willen Lake, we're also quite fortunate because as part of our agreement, there is some on-site resource as well from Smart Parking who are here to ensure that the machines are operable at all times and they're very swift at resolving any issues that might occur. More often than not, it's actually their staff that are identifying issues before customers are, so that we're able to proactively bring things forward and get fixes in place before it affects visitor usage. So with Smart Parking, we've found the relationship to be incredibly supportive and kind of very focused upon our needs. And that's right through from the tender process, right through to the monthly meetings that we have now. So all the staff seem to be really aligned, and the culture within Smart Parking is one that's aimed at trying to ensure that as a client, our needs are met. When we moved over to Smart Parking, one thing we did notice was, one, we introduced immediately a more consistent consistent parking arrangement across all of our car parks. That alone kind of made a huge impact on the kind of feedback that we was getting from our visitors. We've certainly seen a significant reduction in the volume of complaints and issues that we're getting arising from the car parks, but also smart parking's ability to respond and deal with any issues that do arise has actually meant that so much isn't landing actually in my inbox. But obviously they take a very forward step with the ownership of their role as the car park managers. I'd be happy to recommend that people do look out and reach out to Smart Parking and have a look at what they can do at their site. Bring them to the site itself, have a look, walk around and look at what opportunities there are to improve the journey. They've got a wealth of experience managing so many car parks across the country and Europe and the rest of the world. Then actually there's some great ideas that we may not have even thought about ourselves, which they've brought to the table, which has been really beneficial.